Hello, and welcome to episode 32 of Dick Moby, my live unreading of the great American novel of 1851, Herman Melville's Moby Dick. The worst book ever written, the only book I've ever read that I would like to unread, and as a consequence I'm doing so. Word for word, page by page, chapter by chapter, from now until the heat death of the universe. Join me on this odyssey to the sea and back to Nantucket, where everyone lives, and will presumably get home and forget that anything ever happened, as we will, because we will have dumbed ourselves down. I thought as a little treat, because this week it's been actually, before I continue, I should say the address down there, the link, it's not a link, you have to type it in. Pull your weight, come on. That's the National Video Game Museum link. You can give them some money instead of, don't give me any money. This isn't worth any money. This has no commercial value whatsoever. It has as little commercial value as it has artistic value. So don't give me any money, but give money to the National Video Game Museum. And also, you could click like and things on the video and subscribe to stuff, this or other stuff. Everyone likes, subscriptions to things, newsletters, whatever. Sign up. I have a book here. It's not as long as Moby Dick, but nor is it as shit as Moby Dick. It's this. It is 10 Little Dinosaurs by Mike Brownlow and Simon Rickety, he's fallen to bits a little bit, Simon Rickety. This is the book that spawned this entire project. And as this week has been Reading Together, National Reading Together Day or something, whatever it was, there was a hashtag associated with it. People saying that you should all read to our children and everything. I mean, it was nice to read to your kids to a point. This book is the one that set me off in this whole unreading business. Not that it's a bad book. And we bought this book on holiday to entertain my youngest kid, who can count to 10. This 10 Little Dinosaurs book, obviously, it is an educational, somewhat educational book. It's a count to 10 kind of story based around some dinosaurs and their adventures in the forests and whatever. And we were waiting for Mummy and my other child to come out of a shop. And so I read this forwards to him on a bench in the street. And they still hadn't arrived. So I thought, well, I have nothing else to entertain him with. I'm not a very entertaining father. So what I'll do is I'll just read the same thing again. Except I'll mix it up a little bit. I'll read it backwards. So I did. And we both found it hilarious. So because it is National Read to Your Children Week, or whatever it is, search for the hashtag. I'm not sure what it was. It's probably about as official as National Pie Week. So just, commercialization of reading books backwards. Everyone's jumping on this bandwagon that I'm driving off a cliff. But I thought as a little treat, I'd unread this tonight, as well as I'll do some Moby Dick. Don't worry, I'll get to that. I know you came for the Moby Dick, but we're gonna go backwards through this first. I like this. This is much better to read backwards than Moby Dick. It's got a nice sort of rhythm to it because it's a children's book. It plays a lot on children's books. Very often they engage the reader through repetition and rhythm. And I know Moby Dick is repetitive, but it's not the same thing. You'll see what I mean. There's a nice rhythm to this. So let's go for it. And I will show you the pictures as well. I'm going to try and sit in such a way that I'm facing the microphone and able to show you the pictures. Let's see if I can do this. Is that all right? Can we see that if I do that? And you can hear me? I mean, I'm not expecting you to look at the pictures in detail, but just to give you an idea of what's going on. Anyway, let's do this. Roar! Say all dinosaurs, little 10. More for ask could who, Mummy with home at safe. There's another one. 2. Others the all and. Him find to come whose mum it's. Phew! Monster are not. T-Rex are not. Raptor are not. It's. You see what I mean about the nice little the rhythms that you get out of this? I like it. It's very good. Much better than that Herman Melville hogwash. Gloom the through stomping creature scary that what's. Doom his met he has. Dinosaur little one. 1. Only there's now. Top mountain the roars boom. Gone others the all. Dinosaurs little 2. 2. You see where this is going, right? It's a countdown, but we're doing it as a count up. That's how clever this is. You just swap the numbers around. They go down as well as up. Are there now tail steggies that goes swish? Pooh the dodge Pooh the dodge to trying. Dinosaurs little 3. 3. Are there now plesiosaur that goes snap? Tree on wobbling. Dinosaurs little 4. 4. It's good, isn't it? It's good, isn't it? Are there now? Triceratops goes charge. Roar angry and hear dinosaurs little 5. 5. Are there now? Springs bubbling that go sploosh. Dive and duck to need. Dinosaurs little 6. 6. I'm enjoying this. This is the best thing. 32 episodes of this, and it's the first time I've enjoyed one. First time I've enjoyed an unreading session. Brilliant. Are there now? Pterosaur a shrieks cark. Fix tricky in dinosaurs little 7. 7. Are there now? T-Rex snarls grrr. Cavern inside peep dinosaurs little 8. 8. It's running a little long, I know, isn't it? We're nearly there. 2 more. Are there now? Plant hungry goes slurp. Great smells world to think dinosaurs little 9. 9. Are there now? Diplodocus goes stump. Line in walking dinosaurs little 10. just the epilogue now. Roar, say all dinosaurs little 10. Explore and go let's. Sleeping mummy's hour. Look. Legs there outstretching. Sunshine the in blinking. Eggs there from hatching. Dinosaurs little 10. How nice that is. Isn't that a nice compact little story there with an educational aspect to it there with the numbers as well. I like it a lot. I like it so much I've actually read that backwards multiple times to my children. They enjoy it more every time. Speaking of enjoying reading backwards, shall we crack on with Dick Moby? I've stopped doing this on Tuesdays, by the way. This is an official announcement I made on Twitter the other day. But yeah, it's getting a bit much. Twice a week. I'm losing far too much spare time to it. So I'm only going to do it once a week from now on. Excuse me. The Tuesday sessions were always really boring anyway. For some reason, I just wasn't enjoying it as much. Nothing at all to do with the brown booze that tends to come along with the Friday sessions. Let's continue with the book. Radney. I think we've got how many chapters? 54 chapters left. And I've wasted 10 minutes of this already talking nonsense and reading children's books. So we better crack on. Radney of death the since steel kilt with talked and seen have I. Crew the new I, ship the trod I. Ball this on happened it, true be to it know I. True items great its and substance in is, gentlemen, ye told have I story the honour my on and heaven me help so. I have seen you in the chat, Al, by the way. I'm not ignoring you. Hello. Nice to see you along tonight. Al's in the chat there providing valuable advice on whether the book looks good in the webcam, and no doubt offering some insights as we go along. No, he says he's a bit worried. No, just don't worry. Don't worry. I can see you. It's just this is as I'm just engaged in the story now. I'm deep into this whole process. So, you know, if I don't immediately respond, it's just that I'm really caught up in the moment, caught up in this whatever this is, this plot. It touch may I that me before book holy the hold and light the into further priest venerable now hat my remove me let. Figure solemn and tall with returning gravely Sebastian Don said, Evangelists the you brings he, priest that is this. Can you evangelists size largest the procuring in particular be will you that beg also I may but Sebastian Don you after running for me excuse. This of need no see I. Moonlight the of out more withdraw us let. Oh good grief. Archiepiscopacy. That's a good one. Archiepiscopacy. The of risk runs friend. All the cats in our neighbourhood are now running over to me. Archiepiscopacy. I've no idea what that is. Archiepiscopacy. Well, episcopacy, what's that? That's something to do with the church, isn't it? Episcopacy is something to do with writings of the church, maybe? I've no idea. And I haven't got the big Oxford to hand. Actually, I do have the big Oxford just there, but I'm not going to start looking up archiepiscopacy. I'm going to trust Herman that it made sense at the time. The of risk runs friend sailor our fear I. Another to company the of one said, now Lima in auto de fez no are there though. Don also priest the bring to as good so be you will. Serious to grow may this. Advised well you are but. It forego I. Me for one procure quickly will who. By near priest worthy a know I but. Sebastian Don said. Nay. Gentlemen, in golden the in evangelists holy the of copy there is. Interest exceeding with company the cried. Suit Sebastian's Don. Enjoin all we four. Sailor sir. Us of all with bear also. Press to seem I if me with bear. Source unquestionable and from it get you did. Oh, excuse me. Brown booze isn't quite as nice as I thought it was. You did. Wonderful passing, so is it. True really substance in his story you're this. Convictions own you're of best the two if me tell. You entreat I then. Don am I. Quietly, Sebastian Don said, through you are. See, I'm sort of skating over an issue here, which is that this seems to be like a quadruple footnote down to here. Like oh no, that's 6. That's a sextuple footnote. So it doesn't relate to the quadruple footnote coming from here. I don't understand what he's doing here, so I'm just blasting through it. Asterisks or no asterisks, I'm just cracking on. With apologies to any scholars of the great American novel, I may be making an error here, I'm afraid. You'll just have to bear with me. Maybe what you can do is... Exactly, where is the quintuple footnote? That must come later or earlier, depending on your perspective. Yeah, I'm just going to crack on with it, and we'll see. We'll see. I mean, what you can do if you're concerned that this doesn't make any sense, you could always get the YouTube video later. I don't mind if you do this. I mean, the book itself is public domain, and it's fair use if you want to produce a video of your own in which you take clips of what I've done and rearrange it, not word for word to make it forwards. That would be silly. That would defeat the point. But such as there is a point. But you could take snippets of this and rearrange it so the footnoting works as you expect it to, not as I failed to interpret correctly, which I fear I may have done. I have no idea, but I don't understand a word of it anyway, so I'm just going to carry on. Him destroyed that whale white awful the sea's dreams instill. Dead its up give to refuses which see the two turns still Radney of Widother, Nantucket of Ireland the upon but. No none, gentlemen, is now steel kilt wear. Cruising's his resumed again, their right all finding and vessel his to them with returned he, schooner native small a chartering. See the two used somewhat been had who, Tahitians civilized more the of some enlist to forced was captain the and. Arrived whaleboat there, sailed ships French the after days 10 some. Retribution legal them work to minded all at been he had. Captain former there of start, the got ever for so and embarked they. Headed sailor, the which men of number that precisely of wanton providentially were and France for sail to about were ships too. Him befriended look there. Destination of place own his, Tahiti at arrived time due in and, again sail made steel kilt. Trees cocoa nut, the of roots the to up drawn and, beached fairly was it till boat the watching. Comrades, his to back swam he, see the interleaping and, Senor, adios! Lakeman the laughed. Oh, he laughed. Senor, adios! Lakeman the laughed. Scholar pretty Me strike lightnings may, not do I if. Days 6 there remain and, island yonder on boat this beach to swear I, me leave steel kilt as soon as. Me after repeat now, head your back throw, sir, arms your cross. Captain the with face to face stood, Gunnel the climbing and, boat the to swam, canoe the from leapt he that what with. Peace in come I, moment I you board me let, good very. Men more for Tahiti to bound am I. Lies no, steel kilt demanded. Bound you are what for and, bound you are where? Captain the cried, me of want you do what? Foam and bubbles in him berry would he. Lock the in clicked as much so pistol the if that him assuring. Scorn to him laughed Lakeman the. War canoes yoked the of prow each on foot one with. Pistol presented Captain the. Water under him run would he or to heave to him hailed steel kilt of voice the soon and. Him on down bore craft savage the butt. It from away steered he. Corals of isle low at touched have to seemed which. Descried was canoe large sail the of day forth on. This is an action sequence, isn't it? This is the problem with reading it backwards. Is the I don't know if it's the is it the correct pacing to have an action sequence climax? I suppose the climax of an action sequence that you've built up to over time as you read it forwards is quite an abrupt beginning to an action sequence as you read it backwards. So you get this abrupt beginning of an action sequence, and then the entire thing just immediately starts to tail away to nothing, and then the chapter ends. Which, you know, it might be preferential, you know, to this. There's something I've been watching the Marvel films again recently. You know, the Marvel films with Captain America, the worst one, and some of the other ones that are quite good. There's a lot of daring do, isn't there, in those films? You can tell there's a point 25 minutes from the end when I just switch off, I just go, right, it's the Daring Do now. They've begun jumping around and, throwing things, causing a ruckus. I find that a bit boring, and it's so predictable. They all have the same pattern, don't they? I'd like to see an action movie. Not an action movie, Marvel film, I don't really think of them as action movies as such, but I'd like to see a Marvel movie where, like, the last 20 minutes is just some people talking about, like, I don't know, more like Watchmen, like Watchmen, where it gets to the end and then there's just like a load of talking at the end. There's a bit of a scrap and then just a load of talking. That'd be great in a Marvel movie, especially if it was the characters who don't really talk. Like if you got Hulk and what's his name? Drax? Is that his name? The Dave Bautista character, the big burly guy. He's hilarious. He's funny. Every line of his is hilarious. But you should just get them two to like grunt at each other for the last 20 minutes of the movie. It's a bit out there, a bit avant-garde. I'd watch that. Yeah, Drax, that's it. He's brilliant. He's like the whole Marvel arc should just be based around him and his funny lines. Because the rest of them are pretty weak ass characters, really, for the most part. Yeah. They should do a Drax versus, the fake Mandarin that annoyed all the fanboys. I found that quite funny. They should do a film, just a movie, a Drax origin movie, where it turns out that the actor that became whatever his name was, Terry something. Is it Terry something? Oh yeah, Ant-Man. Yeah, Ant-Man's not bad. Actually, having rewatched Ant-Man the other day. Sorry for anyone who came to actually listen to me read this backwards. I will get to that shortly. I promise we'll continue. But yeah, I watched Ant-Man the other day. And I found it considerably more tedious than the first time I watched it. I found it quite entertaining the first time, but it was this more recent time I found that... ironically enough, after what I've just said, there wasn't enough Daring Do. There were whole stretches of it where it needed a bit of Daring Do, and there wasn't any to sort of break the pacing up a little bit. There was a lot of jokes that just kind of almost landed, but didn't quite have the punch to it, and you could have done with just a bit of Daring Do in the middle there just to keep it going, I thought. Yeah. It was all right. I quite like the people in it. I like what's his name, Michael Douglas. But I think I'd rather watch the Kaminsky Method than Ant-Man. Yeah, but it's kind of painful watching. I have watched all of them before, all of the Marvel movies before now, and I've seen some of them like 4 times. It's a bit painful to watch them again. I'm not that big a fan, but we got Disney Plus access, so it's kind of, you have to watch all the Star Warses, you have to watch all the Marvels, and then I guess what's left after that, really. The best Disney movie I don't think's even on there, which is what's it called now? Darby O'Gill and the Little People, which is the most terrifying thing you'll ever see in your life, which I believe is a Disney movie from like 1960s or 50s, maybe, probably 60s. It's got Sean Connery in it. and a banshee, and a load of weird Irish. Al's in the chat going, fuck that shit. Is it offensively, not to give away too much about Al, who is in the chat and a regular appearance on this, but Al is Irish, and I assume Darby O'Gill and the Little People is quite offensive to the Irish, is it? Based on that. I'm not serious that is the best Disney film, obviously. It does have that terrifying bit with the banshee, though, which is absolutely horrifying. And my dad made me watch that when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and it's Darby O'Gill can get in the sea. Yeah, I'm with you, Al. Don't worry. I'm definitely being facetious. If you have the opportunity to watch it with any kind of ironic outlook on it, it's well worth seeing. But the Banshee bit with the chariot, what's it called? The horse and trap, the flying horse and trap thing that comes to take away the dead or whatever. I mean, that's genuinely creepy though, right? That sequence is horrible. But yeah, it's not the best thing. It's there's better things on Disney Plus. You could throw a dart at Disney Plus and hit anything better than that. Let's continue anyway. Crew his to reinforcement and procured to distant miles 105. The strange thing about Darby O'Gill and the Little People was I've tried to find it previously footage on YouTube of what I'm describing, the hideous the banshee, the wailing banshee, and the only version I can find on it is on YouTube is dubbed into Spanish, which, if anything, is even more surreal to see, like Sean Connery and whoever the old guy is that plays the old Darby O'Gill, whatever. Dubbed into Spanish from an with this weird banshee turning up with the thing and the woman dying on the cliff. Yeah, it's it's horrible. Crew his to reinforcement are procured to distant miles 105 Tahiti for wind there before straight steered. Whaleboat best his of sail the setting and him with man one took. Peril there at ship the approach to Knot Islanders the warning and poop that on muskets. Poop the on muskets is stacked. Bows the from. I need to pull myself together. I'm not gonna make much progress if I can't get past just the simple appearance of the word poop. There was enough to throw me. Poop the on muskets his stacked. Bows the from cannon to his out ran and loaded. Possible as short off far as ship the anchored he. Officers his with counsel taking after. Vessel a heavy sewing them with off put not durst captain that condition weakened as such in were they. Sea for again ready being vessel the upon that underwent they work hard there was extreme so and day by and night by both. Necessitated whites of band small this was allies dangerous their over vigilance unresting even such to but leak the stop to ship the down heaving of business laborious. I'm sorry, still thinking about the pooping on the muskets, and now we're heaving business laborious. The in him assist islanders the upon called captain the handful a but to reduced being company ships the harbour other some for sail setting and savages the of war canoe double large as seizing out turned it as eventually palms the among deserted deliberately foremastmen the of 6 or 5 but all lakemen the by-headed there resided creatures civilized nowhere place solitary savage port her reached town ho the time good in. Excuse me a second. I've got my usual recurring persistent but new cough that I get every week. It's a strong indicator that I have a case of cyclical coronavirus. Disappeared wholly finally and them eluded whale the butt again chase gave boats for all him destroyed had that teeth that in court shirt woolen red radneys of tatters some with again rose Dick Moby. Oh good grief, Dick Moby's in it. Wow, didn't see that coming. He just jumped straight into the story there, didn't he? Unannounced. Again rose Dick Moby, distant somewhat, but free was whale the and, it cut he. Line the to knife his brought quickly, boat the of jerking downward, terrific, sudden abut. Thoughts own his thought he, on looking calmly, whirlpool the from a stern drop to as so. Line the slackened had Lakeman the bottom boats the of tap, first the at meantime. Oh, this is dialogue though. This is somebody just telling somebody else about Dick Moby. This isn't actually happening. This is Ahab waxing lyrical on the subject of Dick Moby, but not actually. This is, this is telling you a story. Maybe this happens earlier in the book, later as we're approaching this. So this can be seen as a kind of foreshadowing of events to come. Went down and again headlong plunged, him with up high rearing and jaws his between swimmer the seized, maelstroms sudden in round rushed whale the butt. Dick Moby of eye the from himself removed to seeking wildly, veil that through seen dimly was, instant and for, and spray the throughout struck he. Whale the of flank other the on, see the into overtossed was Radney, while... So who's this Radney guy? Is this like Radney was previously killed by Moby Dick, was he? And Ahab's recounting a cautionary tale here about what happened to Radney. Swell the by a side dashed was. Was Radney not an island? Al says. Radney Island? I don't know. No man is an island. It sounds like he's a man. Radney was tossed... Just reading it forwards just for a second. Sorry to interrupt this service by actually reading this forwards. I'll read it backwards again to make sure that we don't get a surfeit of forwards reading. And thereby, we don't want to... We need to balance the books on each sentence as we come to it. But I will read this forwards just to check. While Radney was tossed over into the sea. Now that sounds like Radney is either a man or a case of wine. I'm going to assume a man. No rereading. Exactly, no rereading. Now I have to unread this again. See that into overtossed was Radney Weil. But I think I've read this bit. I've unread this bit already, so I'm going to skip this, lest I unread it twice and have to come back and read it forwards at some later time, just to make sure that there is no residual Dick Moby left in this. That we would all have to individually go and unread sentences here and there to make sure that it was expunged from our memory in its entirety. We must dumb ourselves down completely, but we must do so consistently, so that no blubbery residue is left in our minds. Nobody wants residual Dick Moby. Exactly. I would have to start this entire project all over again if I started making that sort of mistake. I've now forgotten where I was up to. Righted boat the back slippery whales the on fell he as instant that. Mate standing the out spilled, over keeling and ledge sunken at against as struck boat the sudden at of till. Together whitenesses too blent, that foam blinding her through. Up and up him hauled bowsman the loathe nothing. Back topmost whales the on him beach to, was cry bandaged his now and. Boat at in, seems it, man furious at always was he. Bow the two sprang Radney. Him in spear. Yeah, you see, Radney's now got a spear. So, and a hand. I mean, the hand is a dead giveaway. The spear, actually, other things could have spears, but the hand, it could be a clock. We're narrowing it down, though. Sprang Radney, hand in spear, and fast got Harpooner there. Pull stiff after. Careful. Or his had strained he as, steel kit did than delight, with fiercely more howled none and. Start the got mates there, lowered were boats for the when, moreover. Command of word the at, line the slacken or in haul and, prow the in lance his with upstood Radney while. Him next sit to duty his was it, fish at who fast when and, mate the of bowsman there was mutineer the. Charted was itself world, the before outmapped verily if as, events these of career whole the pervades fatality, Strange gentlemen. Gentlemen, just to be polite. Sea morning blue that in opal living alike glistened and shifted, sun spangling horizontal by uplit that mass milky vast, the of beauty appalling the curses with and askance-eyed crew dogged the while. Fish are precious and famous, so capture too anxious all were. Rumours fearful by undeterred, who harpooners and mates captain from cry there was whale white there, whale white there. Frenzy now was all. Masthead sullen, three the from beheld plainly had had it past time little some for though. Monster the for voice his lifted involuntarily and instinctively had man Tenerife. Tenerife? Tenerife. The moment the of excitement the in. Crew the among compact the of forgetful. Ship the of yards 50 within whale snowy the perceiving. Suddenly so, gentlemen now. Proceed I and, moment one, gentlemen need know. Glass empty his up fill. Faint looks friend vigorous hour. Pedro Don cried, Chicha there, Chicha there. Is he going for shisha? Is that the massive, the big bong? Does he go and get the bong? Is that how he's spelling that? I don't know. Sirs, ere the into more get me let. Now that rehearse cannot I. Nay, nay, dons, nay. Crowding Spaniards young the all cried, How? How? Story along too be would that but. Don monster immortal, deadly most and, famous and, white very Dick Moby you call whom? Christenings have whales do but, sailor sir, Dominic Saint, Sebastian Don cried, Dick Moby! Dick Moby was it? Whale a what, Jesu? Roll she there, out shouted once at all. Main chains the in water drawing, man Tenerife, stupid are that. Decks the down washing were they when? Day second the of morning, the of sunrise and daybreak between just was it. That's a chapter and a half, isn't it? I have talked almost non-stop about other things through this chapter, I'll be the first to admit, but it's taken a while. It's over half this episode already. Let's give this one up as a bad job. I don't think we're going to finish the book today, to be honest. I shouldn't have wasted so much time talking about Marvel. That wasn't necessary. Done have would he thing damning the own it's into hands his of outtake in to in. Good grief. Put some longer words in, Herman. It's impossible to read backwards when it's all just tiny words. Done have would he thing damning that own it's into hands his of outtake to instep to seemed himself heaven. Fatality mysterious are by four. Avenger the being without hand, had he revenge complete yet. Planned he had deed bloody the from murderer would be, the saved fool our gentleman, but in crushed forehead his with corpse as stretched and stark already was mate the steel kilt of soul foreordaining the in and. Come to then was our fatal that. Hans Siemens doesn't count. The two dug ready always grave. The overdose to apt was who man the tunai. Helm silent the at trick his. After hours 24. Pillow for hammock his into coat the tucking was he as. Jacket monkey lakeman's the of pocket the from rolled partly. Netted closely, ball iron and night next the butt. Again seen were lanyard nor twine neither. Him given was it. Hammock his men to twine, some for him asked and. Quietly him looked he, mate the two going and. Shipmate, end in himself help it's when. Turn army do won't he think do you. Not why. Sailor as said, him to begging a go to mean don't you. Aft go to Rose he and Rad old for we're on nickname terms now. Rad old from some get must I then, or maybe it's somebody commenting on maybe someone's just done like a kickflip. Rad old from Forecastle the none was their butt. Any you have, twine enough haven't I, shipmate? Answer will it think I but? Him before length arms at it holding, Lakeman the said, Oddish rather, yes. Me to seems one odd and it's but. Bag your for lanyard alike. Like look it does what? Think you do what? Shipmate said. They're making you a what? Below watches his in carefully very something braiding in interval the employed he leisure his at. Betrayed been had he which in that from day third the of morning the inn. A clock too at round come would helm the at trick next his that found and. Time his calculated steel kilt. See the was this between down and ship the and boat the between vacancy considerable was there. Dozed sometimes he, known well was it attitude this in. Side ships the above little there up hoisted was which boat the of gunwale the upon arm his leaning and quarter deck the of bullocks the on sitting of way unseamanlike had and had Radney night the during. Revenge his have planned the built systematically steel kilt. Circumstances other two or one and this upon. Night at watch his have head the resuming upon. Captain the of council express the against. Insisted he, rigging the at seen the after. Doom his meat to weigh half than more run to sort man infatuated the if as and. Watchmate's chief the Radney in was he. Heart his of ventricles the in him stung, had who man the upon revenge private and proper his own his concerning over was all till least at counsel own his kept he. Conduct their in passiveness of sort this adopt to seaman doesn't count. The induced had Lakeman the though but. Whale the of jaw vital the just how long is this chapter? I'm going to just skip ahead and have a look. My goodness. It's like the whole rest of the book. I can't even find the end. No, seriously, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, I know I shouldn't have wasted time early on in this episode, but I don't think I could have finished this chapter in one episode even if I'd just read the whole thing completely straight-faced, even when it said poop in the muskets. This is an absolute monster. And not a single sperm. The board is clean. The board is clean. Oh, horrible. I thought this was going to be fun, you know. I thought Friday night, got some brown booze. I thought it was going to be fun. I've got a Rubik's Cube. I've got whatever that is. Two of them. So I thought it was going to be fun. But apparently not. Apparently not. Let's continue. Whale the of jaw vital the death in gag. To seek mouth bandaged his with and. Boat aff or berth his change to ready as quite was mate the Radney. And ground cruising the struck first craft his day the on as. Moment that fish for lower to willing as just was captain her and. Mastheads her maintain still, town ho there. Perils, it's good that they brought the town ho with them. Perils other her all of spite and leak her of spite for. She's leaking. Crazy. Crazy! This kind of things you can find on the internet these days. Discovered be should any case in. Whales for out sing to not, namely. Thing another to agreed all they. Voyage that to end speediest the ensure to order in, but Body in her desert. Not a dessert. She hasn't got a dessert in her body. Although, you can find that on the internet too. Haribo. Don't Google Haribo, whatever you do. Ugh. Port reached ship the when and last the two. The thing is, they all clump together into a big gelatinous mass. But then they peel off one by one and kind of fall away from the central nucleus of the Haribo block. As it squeezes out, they kind of pop off one by one. Oh. Body in her desert. Port reached ship the when, and last the to orders all obey. Peacefulness strictest the maintain to resolve had they. Instigation steel kilt at mainly that. Seemed it contrary that on. Rest the among reappeared mutiny of sign no still. Salvation for run ships the in down put were they instance own there at so. Back them drive not could kicks and cuffs entreaties. Crew the with consort not durst they saying. Door cabin the besieged, uprunning traitors trembling to the and forecastle that in herd was clamour below retired had watch one when. Day that dark after just. Before, as clanged pumps iron the, seaman doesn't count, moody the by worked sullenly, and to turned were hands all, down cut then were men three the. Been have might that whatever, threat steel kilts of spite, word his good maid, more no pausing then and, paused he. Arm uplifted his stayed hiss another when, striking of act very the in was mate the. That take but, am I so? Lakeman the hissed, coward are you? Foe, right, rein it in. Foe pinioned his to advanced and rope the snatched he. Attempt not dared captain the what do to able and willing being his about something mumbling but speak hardly could he that. Mouth his of state there was such. Seen whole the watched had far thus and out crept had he. Deck the on tumult the hearing, mourning that but. Birth his in lane had he, below the since ever. Mate chief the Radney, them arrested, head bandaged with, man pale order the execute to hurrying were mates junior the as but. Here ye, down him cut, go him let, it do won't I, said rope his down throwing suddenly then and, times 3 or 2 rapidly deck the paste. Back started. Hands all of amazement, the two, who captained the butt all to inaudible. Something out hissed here steel kilt. Stroke the foreback drawn, more once was rope the and. Must I but? Lakeman the hissed. Not best. Strike to rope the with off drew captain the and. Me frighten ye how see then. So ye say? You murder I, me flog you if, well it mind and. This is say I what. Hiss of sort in said, head his round twisting painfully then and, jaws cramped his of motion tremulous made mutineer exhausted the moment afore. Himself for say, can he what hear us let and, mouth his from gag that take. Up give wouldn't that, bantam fine my, you for left enough rope still is there but. Last at, cried he, ye with sprained his wrist my. It's quite an orgy that's going on here. Drawn are thieves crucified to the as, sideways heads there hung lifelessly but. More no yelled they, till, traitors to the of backs the two might, his all with it applied he. Rope are seizing, and tripods the four up ye mince to mean I. You four, rigging the in men three, the two turning, rogues carrying ye, you for as but. Vernacular the in administered accordingly he which, reprimand with go them let would he. Surrender timely their considering, present the four but, it demanded justice. To ought he, so do would he, hold thee upon, thought, round all them flog to mind good, had he that former the told he, mutiny the in part no taken, had who those from rebelled, had who those separating, and hands all summoned he sunrise at. Villains ye! Ye touch not wood vultures them before throwen two pacing, Captain the cry, ye damn! Morning till hung they there, and meat of quarters three like, rigging mizzen the into up seized were, side by side, and cattle dead like deck the along dragged, and collared were these all but murder for ripe fully been had, who a man securing of honour the claimed once, at who allies perfidious his by ere the into upshoved was ringleader struggling still there, foot and hand bound, and opened was scuttle the minutes few are in. Forecastle the fore rushed harpooners, and mates armed his all, and he blood the fore dark the in smelling, and hand at murder thinking. Midnight at captain the fore out shrieked, and cords with him gagged, and cords with sleeper the bound, and sentences three in other each to souls there opened verbally. Doze are into fell leader there when, and together treachery's secret before they're mixed, villainy of chemistry subtle some by, some way some in they, last the to them lead to still determination his known made steel kilt when but merit might conduct such pardon of chance small whatever secure thereby, and surrender to ten the of last the though three the of first the be to order in outbreaking in foremost be two, namely treachery of peace, same the upon. Seem would it, lighted suddenly had souls separate, own his in each, leader there of project, frantic the appearing upon. Out come must miscreants, these of play foul the gentleman here, and time at man one admit but would ladder the for first be not, could them of both hand matter thee in other that a one the yield not would comrades to his as particularly himself a priority that reserving, objected fiercely as leader there this to but come should rush the make to time the when deck on man first the being upon insisted each they. More was what and surrender are but short in anything for thing mad other any for or that for ready were they swore they to other the of part the on opposition know with met scheme the but den that in spend should he night last there was that not or him joined they whether said he this do would he himself for ship the seas possible desperation of devilishness any by if and taffrail the two bowsprit the from amok run amok. Is that a word? Is that the right word? Amok. That was a mock. End each at handle with implements heavy crescentic long, knives mincing keen there with armed, and garrison the of summoning next, the at hold there of outburst two, him with mind one of apparently far thus. Canalers far thus canalers to the to propose steel kilt that then was it. Despair of bowels. I really am about to despair of the bowels. Someone should poop down a musket. Despair of bowels, the as black as place at an entombment long, his by maddened, and him hailed last had that voice mocking the by stung, and associates former his of seven of defection thereby enraged that gentleman point this at was it. Good grief. Good grief. I think we need to cheer ourselves up with a few more of those. A few more of those. There's seven there. I don't know. Are there seven or six? 1, 2, 3. I think there's 6 there. I think some of the others are there. There's loads. Where are they coming from? What are they for? Who knows? Clicked key the and, captain the said, certainly oh. Steel kill, you can have a prize. Anyone who can guess what they're for, you can have a prize. You can't have a prize. There are no prizes. There's no winners in this. Clicked key the and, captain the said, certainly oh. Steelkilt cried, ye will again up us shut. Jeer heartless are with captain the said, now to turn better. Left were 3 only, them restrained to sort. Am I finished? Oh, there's only 5 minutes left. Am I really just going to read right to the end of this? There's so much left. So much left. Look at all this hogwash. Utter hogwash dog shit nonsense. Look at it. It goes on forever. Flipping heck. Right, that's enough for today. That's enough, innit? We're not going to get any further with that. We're not going to get any further with that. That's absolutely stupidly long. I've lost my place now anyway. I've lost my place. So there it is. There it is. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Because Christ, what a mess. Who would write a chapter that long? About apparently nothing. I mean, it could be about something. It's hard to tell, isn't it? It could be about anything. Yeah, so what's happened this week? Eh? What's happened this week? Well, my kids have finished school officially. So it's summer. All change. All change. We're going camping next week. First time ever the kids are sleeping under canvas. We did take the tent round to the in-laws' house, set it up. Kids went and played in it for a good half an hour in nice weather. Which is basically camping, isn't it? I mean, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. We will all get a load of sleep. It'll be just like relaxing in a 5-star hotel by the pool, except in a field in Cheshire. Nah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. They'll have their Switch for as long as the batteries last. So we should survive. That'll do. Will that do? I think that's it. Yeah, bring a power bank. Well, Al's there in the chat saying bring a power bank to recharge it. We do have power to the tent, to the pitch, but it's going to be used primarily to plug in lights, I guess. But yeah, we could charge stuff during the day, maybe. Charge my phone. So I can keep posting stupid shit on Twitter. But actually, that's a good reason why there will not be one of these on Tuesday. I mean, there wasn't going to be one on Tuesday now anyway, because I've stopped doing it on Tuesday. So don't try and tune in on Tuesday, because I won't be there. I mean, I don't know what happens on my channel when I'm not there. Probably other things. Probably I'm hosting something, I don't know. But it won't be as exciting as this. It won't be anything like as exciting as watching a man slowly go insane. Some would argue slowly recover from having gone insane while unreading Moby Dick. But it won't be there on Tuesday. I'll be camping. But it won't be there the following Tuesday anyway, either, because I can't be arsed. I've got other things to do. And it's you know, I think the mental energy I save on the Tuesday can be best invested on the Friday to really make some progress, as we have today. We've read probably a third of a chapter today, which is incredible progress, let's face it. And we've found exactly 0 sperms. Exactly no sperms at all. I'm going to show you the sperm board there. Oh, there's one of them stuck in there as well. Maybe that's what they are. Maybe there's some kind of abstract sperm representation. That's right jammed in, that. That's right jammed in. Oh, it's come out. Sorry, it wasn't jammed in. It's come out. But there you go, none. 0. No sperms. To celebrate this fact, I'm instead of a sperm going to draw, what am I going to draw here? Let's see. I think I'm right in saying this is the first time. Is this the first episode where we've had literally no sperm at all? Maybe. Bear with me, I'm drawing. It'll be good. It'll be worth it. I assure you, it'll be worth it when you see it. There you go. I ain't afraid of no sperm. And if there's no sperm in the neighborhood, who you gonna call? Da-na-na-na-na, Ghostbusters! I think that's how it goes. It's Sperm Busters, isn't it? I got it wrong. Sperm Busters! Yeah, not had a spermless episode for a while. We've had a fair amount of sperm. The big board's really filling up with the sperm, but tonight, disappointing. No sperm at all. Not a single sperm. If what you were looking for in watching this was a flood of sperm, then I can point you to some other locations on the internet that might help you in that respect. But unfortunately, it's all dried up tonight. No sperm at all. I think I'm going to call it for the night because it's 11 o'clock. I've done an hour. That's my penance. I'm not your slave. I don't have to carry on doing this. We're not at sea. You're not Ahab, and I'm not one of the characters that are treated less well by Herman Melville throughout this work. The great work of 1851. So tune in next Friday when we'll do this again, and then again and again and again and again, but not again after that, because that'll do. I think 5 more. That's easy nail it, isn't it? We've got this chapter, then after this chapter they're all like a paragraph each, flying after this. But yeah, like and subscribe. Give money to the nvm.org down there. Type it in yourself, you lazy sod. And that'll do. Go away. See ya.